So I'm here to tell you the truth to reality. I know a lot of you aren't ready to hear this or prepared to hear this, but I'm not here for your readiness. I'm not here for your preparedness. A lot of you aren't prepared to be prepared. But here's the thing, a lot of you have been told wrong information or have learned it wrong, apparently. But apparently that was a part of your purpose. Everything was meant to happen for a reason. Um, Apparently, a lot of you was misinformed, which apparently was told, I guess, the wrong way was to be the right way, but it is what it is. But I am here to clarify things. Excuse me for my do rag, this hair messed up. Really don't matter, but just wanted to fix it. So the subject, heaven and hell, and where you live on earth. So let me tell you the truth about where you all stay at. Let me get one thing straight. Everybody here is creatures on earth, excluding myself. You are all, well, this case is just a vessel. Your body is a vessel. For yourself, to your understanding, you are all human. You are all a species. And yes, you are all creatures of the earth. But here's the thing, from the heavens, you are a vessel. The angels can possess you. People can be possessed. Demons can possess you. Again, you can be possessed by demons, by angels, but they call them spirits. This is a new vessel I have right now. It was not possessed. This vessel was for me. This is my second coming, but you would call it the Holy Spirit. That's another subject for another day. I have talked about it in the previous video. Demons have possessed other spirits, other vessels, even in children, which was sad but true. And they will be cleansed and people will be left behind in the future. Again, another subject for another time and was spoken upon in the past, if you have paid attention to it. But again, another subject for another day. Where you all are at right now, what you call Earth, is the promised land. But you are all living in heaven as we speak. I know people don't want to accept that. People don't want to understand that because people want to remain stupid because it is comfortable. It feels safe. It doesn't feel harming. Or people just want to be in slavery. Or people want to be in power. I don't know why people are disobedient and are like that. But that apparently is just the way the world is for some reason. It's like you are, well, you were made from Lucy. And I will talk about more about that now, actually, since I'm on subject. So, look, the earth itself is the promised land. The promised land is a dream of mine created by me. The earth was formed in 6 days before man was formed. Remember, you are all living in heaven. Heaven is the universe itself. The universe is within the heavens, space, all the solar systems itself. Earth is just a spectacle of dust. Imagine a spectacle of dust, which is smaller than a grain of salt on the beach of sand that is in Miami, if you are standing inside of China. Imagine that. Imagine standing in China while trying to see a spectacle of sand in the beach of Miami. That is impossible. That's the point. That's how small the earth is inside of space, inside of heaven. That's how big heaven is. Heaven is humongous. But all of you humans are worrying about going to school and going home, going to a job, worrying about your career, worrying about your relationships, worrying about the chaos in the world, worrying about these wars, worrying about these false religion that is not true, worrying about money, worrying about idolizing false gods, false people, all of these liars, all of these people who shouldn't be your God to begin with, who you shouldn't be listening to. All of these people who are tricking you into not believing in God. All of these people who are the true devils. Lucy, who is Lucifer, who I call Lucy, but Lucifer, who is not the true devil. The true devil is men. They are trying to trick you into blaming God. And that's what you all have been doing, blaming God. That's your excuse. Blame God. Saying God isn't listening to you. Saying this and that. No, it's not God. It's the exact opposite. It's not that God isn't listening to you. You aren't listening to God. Prime example, me right now. I'm speaking to you directly. You aren't listening to me. In the past is Jesus. You weren't listening to me. Before Jesus, as just light. Before Christ, as just light. You weren't listening to me. You were never listening. You were disobedient. Adam and Eve, do not eat the fruit. And yet you eat the fruit. You weren't even supposed to know who you were, that you exist. You weren't even supposed to know that you were naked. Remember what I said. You are creatures of the land. You weren't supposed to know you were naked. All creatures of the land is naked. Naked isn't the problem. It's the false knowledge that you have put in your head. When you look at an animal isn't worried about buying clothes, wearing clothes, or feeling inappropriate, feeling shameful, feeling prideful, or feeling self righteous. No, those are things that you shouldn't even be worrying about. You shouldn't even be thinking about. You are worrying about the wrong things. The only thing that you should be worrying about is preparing the table before me, before my arrival. That's why the earth was formed. The earth was supposed to be the new heaven. Oh, I won't say the new heaven, but the additional heaven, the heaven specifically for me. Heaven was already created for my father, but I had an additional heaven. And the only reason why that heaven was created was because of the warfare between Lucy and father. When Lucy became self righteous and father had to knock Lucy down from the throne. Now, everybody doesn't know this story because, again, humans didn't exist. But in the heaven, in the throne room, Lucy began to become self righteous. Lucy was the most beautiful angel, most powerful angel, and Father's God personal entertainment. Lucy began to become self righteous, and Father God had to put Lucy in check and had to show me boundaries, had to show me an example of setting boundaries. And I saw it. I was presented a show of setting boundaries. I saw Lucy get knocked down from the throne, literally get knocked down from heaven. There was no questions. I saw the authority, and that's what it was. Lucy was not a fallen angel. Lucy is not a demon. There was no dishonesty. It was just self righteousness. It was a set example. That's really all it was. But me, I got in my feelings. I felt some type of way, apparently. And I wanted my own space. I literally wanted my own literal space. And that's what Father did, created my own literal heaven. That's why I had my own literal promised land and created the earth. But to be funny with it, Father created the earth out of Lucy, the ground up. He grabbed Lucy from the dark matter of space, crumbled it up, and that's how the earth was formed in 6 days. The perfect earth, the perfect ingredients, the beautiful earth. Like I said, you humans don't know the story. Y'all don't know what happened. And you can't know. Humans didn't exist. Humans weren't there. You don't know the story. You don't know what happened. How can you learn something from someone who wasn't there? All the things you think you know were lies. Those people are lying to you. And trust me, they will be going to hell. And those who follow, of course, you will be going to hell. You know why? Because you followed them. You will be following them directly to hell. Keep following them. Oh, don't worry. I don't gotta save you. You gotta save yourself. That's the war that you have to fight. That's the war between yourself. That's why I say it's between yourself and God. Oh, it is. I don't want you in my promised land. You're disobedient. You're self righteous. You think the world was created for you, when in fact it's the opposite. You were created to build the table before me, before my arrival to the earth. That's why you were created. That's your purpose of creation. We already have angels in heaven. We don't need more people. I wanted people specifically for earth to build it up. The earth has a purpose. It was at my little getaway spot. That's why it's my promised land. And I guess I just expected, I didn't expect to go through all of this. I didn't think a build up would be all of this. I didn't think it'd take all of this to create heaven. I don't know if Father went through all of this. I don't know if he was trying to show me that. If he had to go through all of this to create heaven, if this is an example, I don't know if that's what he's trying to show me. But what I do know is I was not expecting all of this. But what I will say, it is worth it. I know where I did come from. I know where I'm going to, so I know to never give up. A lot of people give up because they don't know where they're going. They don't know where they came from because they came from dirt. And a lot of folks are going to go back from the dirt that they came, the dark matter, because they don't believe. They don't know. They didn't come from heaven. That's why I don't get mad and I can't blame them because I'm like, well, then again, I mean, but technically it still is in heaven. They are just unaware because they have been taught by men, which is why I say I can't blame them. But, you know, that's just the way it is for some reason. Mm. It's a lot of things are backwards, and I don't like. See, if things were in order, I wouldn't be having problems, and I wouldn't have to come online or step outside. But things are out of order, so that's why I have to step outside. It's like you all. You all are my entertainment. That's what I had to realize and learn and set boundaries about. I had to wake up and realize you all keep me awake and entertained. I think in the past, I may have messed up and gave too much care about y'all. Not to make it sound that way, but that's what it was. I gave too much care about y'all. Hmm. And I had to realize y'all don't matter. Of course, y'all matter. 'Cause that's how I feel. But in reality, you all really don't matter. Like I said, you all are creatures of the earth. You all came from dark matter. The only reason why you all are here were only to prepare the table before me. You are all part of the dream. You are only tools. But of course, for me having a heart, I gave you more meaning than what you truly are. And I guess that was my fault. I valued you more than I should. Mm. I, and you all don't even know who I am. I'm trying to save the world, and the world don't even believe in me. I'm trying to save my dream, and my dream don't even know I exist. It thinks I'm crazy, and I invented my dream. It's like a phone or a computer telling you you're crazy if you think you're human, but yet you're human. Same principles. Yo, me talking to y'all. Same principles. Can you imagine that? Well, I can. That's how you got here. Mhm. That's literally how you got here. That's how everything you see got here. I imagined it. And of course, you tell yourself, it might sound crazy, but it's the thing, you're supposed to. That's part of it. That's what you are designed to do. If Adam and Eve never ate that fruit, you would never know a lot of things. And if you obeyed me and my father in the past, since the very beginning, you would know a lot more and be more advanced. But it's not the case. So yeah. It wasn't that time. It wasn't that destiny. But this is a new beginning. We have a new generation. We'll see what they do. A new path. But yeah. But yeah, I'll get with y'all later though. And let y'all know what's up. I gotta get with the creatures of the earth, get with the world, the actual earth, see what they have going on. I'll talk to y'all later. Get in line with yourself.